San Antonio Rodeo, we're gonna trim our brisket. We're gonna do a little bit different of a brisket trim than our normal trim. So normally we're separating the point and the flat, but for this one, burn ends aren't allowed. So it's probably gonna be 300 teams, so they're gonna require that we do more slices. I think maybe 8 or 9 slices, I'm not sure. I'll find out when I get there, go to the cook's meeting. It's been a while since I've cooked Lone Star, but we're gonna need a bigger brisket because I know it's gonna be more than 6 slices, or minimum required in KCBS is 6. CBA is enough for 6 judges. Lone Stars are going to require that we give them, I think, 8 or 9 slices. I think over 50 or over 75, man, they require more. But we've got a Snake River Farms here, and it's right at 18.0 pounds. We won't be separating today. We will be cooking it completely whole. We'll start back here, open this guy up, see what we're working with. So it's get this out of the way. It's an 18-pound gold. So it looks pretty good. It's got some good marbling. But yeah, we're gonna have to, on this trim, being I'm gonna keep everything intact, I'm gonna take off some of this back just to kind of level her out. Just gonna take off some of this. I do want to turn in some of this point meat, so I'm gonna leave some of this point on there. I'm just gonna get some of this off. Take a little bit off the back for now. There's no right or wrong way to do it, I don't think, but I'll take this edge off. You can see she's got some good marbling in her. I'll take some of this decal off right here. Start to round that a little bit. Come around here and I'm gonna just carve some of that down. Whittle away at her. Again, I want to turn in some of this point meat, for the flat and the point meat together. More of a Texas trim, if you will. Some of this silver skin off the top. A lot of times I'll turn her this way a little bit, and I think I'm going to shave a little more off right there. See what I'm working with here. I'll come back over here on this other side. I can see some of that fat right there. I want to get some of that off. I think the biggest thing one of the biggest things on trimming a brisket is on this bottom side. To have a pretty presentation, I like to hump it. I like it to be higher in the middle here and slope down on this bottom side. That way when I flip it over, and it kind of makes it a bit round on the top. But just doing smaller cuts to give it that nice roundness. It's hard to put them back on if you take big cuts. I'm always turning and looking. This side still has a lot of fat right there, so we'll try to get some of that. But again, because Lone Star does not let burn ends, I do want to give them some fatty, so I'm going to save some of that point on there for so the judges can take their pick. If they want a piece of fatty or a piece of lean, if I try to give them a slice that's got a little bit of both, and then the judge has an option. I don't think you're allowed to dock in Lone Star, so however you trim it, it's got to go in the box in that fashion. You're not allowed to re-dock it after you've cooked it. You can't block the sides and turn it in. So this little guy's looking pretty good over here. Look around these corners here at the front end of the flat. Again, I'm cooking, like I said, a bigger brisket because, and I got to give them quite a few slices. So I'll just come in and round these edges a little bit. Same on this point end here. I round it up a little bit. Taking some of the top off. You don't have to get crazy with it either. A lot of that silver skin will cook off. Also come back on this back side here, and I'll round these edges here on the back side as well. Can take scissors and cut it. I probably will when I get to the comp. I'm pre-trimming this now, just kind of a rough pre-trim, but I probably will take some scissors and just kind of on these edges here on this back side. Again, I want it to have a nice little dome here on this back side to where it sits a little higher up here. I want it to be domed higher up here and sloped on these sides, so when I do flip it over and it starts to set up, my brisket shape is more like this. And that's coming from that, as my friend KP would say, from the back side. A little thin over here, and ideally, hopefully, my slices are going to be coming from right in here. We want our slices 8 or 9 or whatever the rules are. We're going to be trying to get them from right in here. But that guy looks pretty good. I could whittle at this thing forever, but it's looking pretty good. And I don't know how wide it is. I guess I could measure it, but I just go, well, let me see. This cutting board's got some grids on it. So let's see. How wide is she? I guess these are 1 inch, so that's one. Let me get it over to this grid here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man, she's roughly about 8 inches, which she's going to shrink a little bit. So, and I'm fine with that. But she's a good looking brisket. San Antonio's been good to us. We've had a 2nd place brisket there, a 3rd place brisket there. Cooked it 3 different, this is our 4th year to cook it. So, and hopefully this guy will bring us some money. So we'll see. But, and thanks for tuning in. If you got any questions about brisket, drop them in the comments, and we'll see how we do this weekend at San Antonio.